from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Nice looking Monday morning. Beautiful, actually, out there. I don't see a cloud. I don't see one cloud in that sky. Look at that beautiful sky. Right? Although I like clouds. Yeah. I'm a cloud fan. Not a clown fan, but a cloud fan. Yeah. All right, listen to this. Oh, my gosh. Eric Madeen is on the phone. Did I hear him tell you he's calling from Japan?
Yes.
Wow. How come this phone sounded clearer than some of the calls we get locally?
I don't know.
Eric's book is called Massage World, which is my next theme park. That's what I'm going to go to. Let's see. It says here, intricate erotic massage, precisely detailed, is at the center of Eric Madeen's novel, which circles from Asia to the U.S. and back again, and is spiced with a difficult-to-define gangsterism. The book is disturbing, engaging, and decisively original. That's a quote from editor of Fiction International Review, I guess, a reviewer, Harold Jaffe. And so let's find out about this one. Eric Madeen is a journalist, a contributor to Time, Asia Week, The East, Tokyo Journal, Kyoto Journal, the Mississippi Review. Hey, this is like an IQ test. Which one doesn't belong, right? Good morning, Eric. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Larry.
What are you doing?
Mr. Larry Whitler, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Mr. Eric Madeen. What are you doing in Japan? Is that where you live?
I'm an associate professor of English at 3 universities. I'm tenured at one, and I teach as an adjunct professor at 2 others in Tokyo.
Oh, that's exciting. Wow. How'd you get that job?
Well, I was hired in the States. 2 professors from one university went over to interview me in San Diego after I finished graduate school, and they brought me in on a 4-year max contract, or 6-year max contract. I took it to 4, then got tenure at Tokyo City University.
Really? Wow. So are you fluent in Japanese? And if you are, were you before you left here?
Daijoubu desu. I get by. I do all right.
Okay. So you learned over there?
Pardon?
You learned Japanese once you got there?
Oh, I studied both in the States and here.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I'm a lifelong learner. Japanese, you have to be a lifelong learner. By far, it's the world's most difficult language. Tell
me about the other differences in Japan besides language, and specifically about what the book is about, massages. I often think, like, when you hear about people getting arrested for the erotic massage here, I often wonder, are we a little bit too prude? Are they the same way over there?
You know, that's a very good question, Larry. Here, the body is much freer, and they cordon off, into tenderloins to certain areas where illicit massage is done, and then they impose a sin tax on it, and they let the Yakuza control it. And it works very well for everyone, specifically the men who go in for it. It's a male-dominated culture. And it works. It works for everyone.
Is there an underground aspect to it, or is it all above board?
Pardon?
Is there an underground element to it?
Yeah, the Yakuza. Yeah.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yakuza is the Japanese mafia.
Oh.
And they control it, but they pay the taxes, exorbitant taxes, sin taxes, which keeps the economy flowing. And it keeps everyone happy, so to speak.
Did you go undercover?
With happy endings.
Did you?
Happy with happy endings.
Did you go undercover to do some research?
You envy me my research, Larry?
I do. I want to know everything.
There you go.
I want to know about the lesbian biker gang too.
Have you had a chance to crack the book?
I don't think we got it.
We have not received the book, but we did get the PDF, so thank you so much.
Yeah, I was reading the thing on my computer, yeah.
Okay, well, you got to get down with the full body, dude.
When you were speaking to one of your sources, the masseuse, was she kind of nervous trying to relate to you her stories, or was she okay with that?
She was very much okay with it. She was inspired to record her story on several tapes, and that fed into my imagination and subconscious, which gave me so many sublime revelations, so many precious gifts, Sunday characters, phantasmagoric plot twists. She inspired it, but it was my imagination that took it over and turned it into a thriller, a crime-related thriller. That crackles, I should add.
What is the crime?
Okay, well, let me circle back to what it's about. Hokey pun intended, you guys.
Okay.
I don't want to rub your listeners the wrong way. Larry and Robin,
do you know what I was thinking?
don't want to rub your listeners the wrong way. But
I heard you.
You're great.
Let me ask you something. Are you familiar with Disney World's Fast Pass thing they have?
Yes.
So it's a way to avoid a 6-hour line at these rides that take 2 minutes.
I know you guys, the meter's running, I know. So I'll make it brief.
No, that's not what I mean. What I'm trying to get at is if there's a Massage World theme park, I don't want a fast pass to that place.
You guys are great.
All right.
But anyway,
yeah, go ahead.
The word massage itself has always generated magnetic fields of ambiguity by turns holistic and erotic, but always vibrant. Massage World is about both sides of the industry clashing. So let me touch on some plot points. On the holistic side of the novel is the heroine, one Ingrid Swanson. She's a massage therapist making her big move, opening a grandiose health spa named Massage World. She insists that her multicultural mix of massage therapists toe the line and that they're forbidden to do extras. Then there's the antagonist Jack Cobb, an illicit massage parlor lord endeavoring to take Massage World over. He uses various funhouse schemes and antics, including hiring a corrupt vice detective to elicit illicit massages, which are transcribed in delirious police reports. All this results in a police raid of the Massage World and so much more until the cavalry comes in the form of the lesbian biker gang that you mentioned. It makes for a zesty read.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Okay, so the crime is not necessarily being committed by the Massage World. What is the protagonist's name? What's her name?
Ingrid Swanson. It's a good masseuse's name.
Yes, it is. And I think the bad guy being named Jack, that's a good name too. So Jack is the bad guy, and he's the one committing the crime.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But is he enticing the massage therapists to commit crimes also? Is there a dangle of money as a carrot?
Yes, he has his sister flash a flash roll, so to speak, to bring them over to his side. If they do illicit massages, then they can get a glimpse of the flash roll and make some of that coin for themselves.
I see. Okay.
Do you think that the massage industry here in the United States is a lot different than the massage industry in Japan, or is it more on the QT?
Robin, you're absolutely correct in the former, what you said. It's completely different here. Japan is a male-dominated culture, and the politicians are in the diet, probably 95% male, and it's a very masculine society. Masculinity is measured by achievement, awards, and drivenness. femininity can be reduced to caring for others, sensitivity, so on.
Yeah, because over here, I mean, we have, you have the sex trafficking and all of that we have news reports on, and we figured that if massage parlors were legal for that kind of operation, that would deter on the sex trafficking and the indentured servants.
Well, I disagree with you there, Robin. Bob Kraft, the Bob Kraft scandal, the owner of the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
They tried to tie him into the trafficking, sex trafficking, human trafficking angle, but that didn't pan out. And they're still trying to bring it to court to release the video, which would be pixelated over and blurred. I hope so, anyway.
Right.
But my own personal take on this issue is that I think prostitution should be decriminalized, since people should have the right to do what they want with their bodies as long as they're not harming anyone. Like so many countries in Europe and so many countries in Asia, it's a healthy thing. And
it actually sounds like you agree with Robin. You maybe misunderstood what she said. I think that is what she was saying. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, that it should be legal, and that will cut down on the other.
Yeah, and I want to add that I'm grateful for Bob Kraft, the big fish drawing attention to illicit massage, and thus obliquely to my novel. I thank him.
That's funny. So when you were not the journalist, but the novelist part of you, I mean, you have to craft the whole story so that we continue to read it. It's not just like a Penthouse Forum kind of a letter, right? I mean, you've had to take the twists and turns. So where did that come from? Was that from just delving into your storytelling skills?
That and research, which again you envy.
I do. Is the book illustrated?
No, I did it from it largely comes from my imagination and my subconscious.
Okay.
And I had to carve out blocks of time. Being a writer like most writers, I have to teach to feed myself and my family.
Right.
And then writing comes on the side, but I had to carve out these blocks of time and defend them. And then when you do that, your imagination and your subconscious gives you incredible gifts. So it's a discipline that pays off.
I agree, yeah. The reason I was asking if are there illustrations, there's a credit given to an illustrator. Is the book illustrated?
Just the cover, and that was done by the publisher.
Okay.
And it's the publisher is an Afro Literary Press. It's a large, small press house, a very large, small press house, in that they have over 270 titles in print, and they keep their titles in print, which is a good thing, opposed to the commercial houses, which commodify you and then dump you, basically.
Do you know, one of the things I always wonder about, and maybe you can give us some insight into this, when we hear these crazy stories about guys who fly to Bangkok to have a prostitute, it's like, why? Oh my gosh, you have to fly all the way to Bangkok? I mean, there's nothing here in Florida? You could, or New York, wherever they are, right?
Well, obviously there was... Larry, in the orchids of Asia Day Spa in Jupiter, Florida.
That's right. That's funny.
When you were first doing the subject, and then you had to do research and then approach someone who would be able to give you the inside scoop, how did you keep that person from being nervous about that and trusting you?
What was the last part of the question?
How did you keep your source from getting nervous and to trust you?
Oh, just through being a regular customer. She gave a good straight massage, and she was a very straightforward person, and she was European, German to be matter of fact, and she said that it was a completely different thing concerning the body in Europe as opposed to puritanical America.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me so many adventures and ups and downs that fed in, as I said, to my subconscious, and it all worked out. But I don't call her by name or anything like that, and it's so fictionalized that she couldn't be libelized by any extent whatsoever.
Well, don't you think, though, sometimes people here in the United States are kind of two-faced about it? I mean, they talk one thing, but then they actually participate?
Right. I would say it's a male thing in the States, and pretty much universally, the illicit massage, that is. Women don't go in for that thing because they're more into relationships and emotion and caring. And men, when you look at male homosexuality, it comes down to being reduced to sex without the emotion, where you look at feminine or feminist lesbian sexuality. There's the emotion, and then gradually without the sex, which are opposite. So I'm being reductive, but when you look at those 2 points, you can see the differences between the sexes. And I'm on the French side, vive la différence.
What is it in the book when you the word dozo shows up? It shows up a lot. What does dozo actually mean?
Dozo means please. I beg of you, please.
Okay.
Did you, Larry? Did you read the part about the Japanese masseur giving the massage to the bar hostess?
No.
Did you get that far?
No, I got the part with Jack Cobb and let's see. I think he's standing there looking excited. No, I didn't.
You got to keep trudging through, dude.
All right.
It took me a long time to hump the muse to hump this out.
You're getting good reviews. I'm looking at the listing now on Amazon. You've got some customers giving you some 5-star reviews and good stuff. When did this book come out? Oh, it came out at the end of the year.
It came out in December.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, December. And it came out in December. I don't know how I'm doing as far as sales go. I won't know until December of this year how it's doing. That's when I get my royalty statement and first check. Being a small press, it moves slowly. But I'm working on it. I think it's a riveting read, and I hope that... I appreciate it, I should say, you giving me the time on your station.
I think the fact that we've had a good time with you in the interview and the fact that you've made us laugh a few times is a hint that the book has some comic moments. Am I right?
You're absolutely right, Larry. It rocks.
I like the fact that you wrote it as a novel, because this really it's a great read, and it opens up people's eyes to the real side of the world. But if you would have written it sort of like a documentary, I think your message would have been lost.
Exactly. It's entertaining, and I just want to let your listeners know they can get down with the full body at Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble online, as well as order it from bookstores nationwide. It's called Massage World, published by Anaphora Literary Press.
Eric, do you have...
Eric Madeen.
Do you have a website, Eric? Is that your website, your name?
Pardon?
Is your name, is that your website also? I'm trying to look it up right now.
Yes.
The
ERIC.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
MADEEN.
Who did you enjoy?
If they Google massage, Massage World,
okay,
Eric Madeen, it'll come up on Amazon, and my website will come up and order information.
I do think this is a theme park in the making. Is that you in the water? Are you swimming in the water in this picture here? Looks like you. I mean,
That's with Tonga, the novel Tonga? That was my first novel.
I don't know.
That was inspired by my Peace Corps experience in Gabon. I built a primary school complex in a village surrounded by rainforest on the equator, and it was a mind-blowing experience, and that inspired my first novel. And so my Massage World is my third novel.
So have you actually met a lesbian gang of bikers?
Who are some of your mentors in the literary world?
Being an academic, I run into all types, so not a biker gang, but that's imagination again.
Okay,
it works. So it all figures into the read.
Go to ericmadeen.com and you'll see the book Massage World is on there, and also a picture of Eric, I suppose, in the water. That looks like a nice place to swim. Where are you swimming there?
That was done in a piece that I did for All Nippon Airways in Thailand.
Oh, really?
A German photographer and two Thai guides. We hiked across the second largest island in Thailand in Southeast Asia, in the best preserved rainforest, and saw king cobra and all that. But that picture was taken there, and that figured on the back cover of my first novel.
Can you tell if you go into a massage parlor if everything's on the up and up, or if there will be extras behind the scenes when you just walk into an establishment?
Extras.
Robin, that's an excellent question. I can answer it forthrightly. If you go in, before you go in, you can tell by the signage and sundry if it's straight or if it's shady. If it's straight, the signage will be very straightforward. If it's shady, the signs will be blinky and bright and so on.
Oh, okay.
All right.
This is pretty interesting. I love this.
The signage tells everything.
I just like the expression "on the up and up" in this context. I just thought that was a good choice of words, Robin. So does one night in Bangkok really make a hard man humble?
What is your next endeavor going to be? I really do enjoy your writing, by the way.
Pardon?
I really do enjoy your writing. What is your next endeavor going to be?
I'm working on a couple short stories, and I have a fourth book I'm working on. It's nonfiction narrative, and it concerns the dating scene in Tokyo and how I go through it to find my soulmate. At the end, I find my soulmate, and she gave me 2 wonderful kids, and we're happily married.
No, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's real.
Do you know?
Oh gosh, I love that.
On a serious note, and still on the massage topic, it seems like our lady legislators are more open-minded about this than our male legislators. Isn't that interesting? That as far as this thing here in Florida that's going on right now, it seems like the women in Tallahassee they were like, come on, it's no big deal. But the men are the ones who have a hard time with it. Isn't that weird?
That is very weird. And then I read a piece in the New York Post by a woman writer, columnist, who was saying, leave Kraft alone. The poor guy's been through so much. Jesus, leave him alone.
Oh my gosh, Eric, thank you so much for being on the air with us. That was a fun interview. The book is called Massage World. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Eric's website, Eric Madeen, Madeen.com. Thank you, Eric.
thank you guys,
You're
Larry
welcome.
and Robin. You've been wonderful.
And thank you. You have. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. The U.S. condemning the terror attacks which killed 290 people Easter Sunday and is blamed on a